Hey guys, I'm Naya and welcome back to the channel. So today, as it all seems, is going to be a double upload day. Not only was the entire OTS Pack 20 announced and I went through the set with you guys, the video has been up for like 15 minutes or something, so if you still haven't checked it out, make sure to check that one out as well. But today was the day on which Yu-Gi-Oh! Content creators were opening products. So Darkwing Blast was opened today, and naturally the entire set got pieced together, and now we have all of the information. So I am going to go over the entire set with you guys right now. I have the beautiful, as always, we love to appreciate those graphic from Dual Daddy. Everything is on it pretty much except for Starlight Wares, a couple of them. And since I took those graphics, I'm pretty sure that Cartesia and also Lady Labyrinth were announced as Starlight Wares. So those are known as well. Maybe some other ones are, but from the point of making this video, that's all of the information I have. So for today's video, I won't spend too much time on actual cards because I will be doing a follow-up video of top 10 cards from Darkwing Blast. So be on the lookout for that, and it's probably going to be coming out tomorrow. So yeah, today we're just going to briefly go over the entire set and my thoughts on it. And of course, as always, you are welcome to leave your thoughts in the comments down below. So before we get into it, of course, I just want to shout out my Patreons: Taldi Reiner, Crimson, Consular, 10, Nude Banner, Jonah Rodriguez, Ariel Kersey, and Roik Air. I'm very much grateful for you guys' support. And if any of you want to support me on Patreon, you can always find the link in the description below. So I would also like to encourage you that since my giveaway is not done yet, you can still go on my rulings video. Also check it out if you still haven't, and leave a comment down below so you can be entered into the giveaway. So there's that as well. I might be announcing a winner tomorrow. I still haven't decided. I just want to give you guys as much time as possible so many of you can participate. So with all of this being said right now, let's just go over the set. In my opinion, it's a very strong set, and especially right after Power of the Elements, Power of the Elements set a really high standard. So Darkwing Blast had had big shoes to fill. And I do think it's succeeding at that. And the first card we're going to go over is actually a world premiere card. So first, it's going to be released here in the TCG, hasn't been released in the OCG yet. To me, it seems like it has huge potential, which is pretty much obvious. But it does still have a couple of downsides where there's no restrictions as to where you can use the monsters from that's not on the field. So even if you're preventing the field from being, abused, there's still other places from which you can take your materials for summons. So that's something to keep in mind. I do think it's good. Might be a tiny bit overhyped, or I might be completely wrong and it's just all out busted, but we will see and only time will tell. But this set in particular, it has many different archetypes, and all of the archetypes have a bunch of cards as well. So first we have a lot of Blackwing stuff, and of course Darkwing Blast, and it's the cover card, and it has a busted effect, the Blackwing Synchro I'm talking about. And I just love to see Blackwing getting support. I think pretty much the entire Yu-Gi-Oh! World likes to see Blackwing get support. I think it's wholesome, I think it's amazing, and I think it has a lot of potential. I'm not saying it's going to compete at the highest levels, but I do think it's really cool. And then we have the Bestial cards. So as you can tell by the picture, they're super rares. The ones that get played in the package, so Magnamit and the Bestial Druid Worm, are both super rares, which is nice. And the Bestial Lubellion is secret, so obviously you need to have one of the more expensive cards, but it's just cool to see that the ones that are a tiny bit better or more useful are still super rares, therefore not going to be that expensive. And then moving on to something that's very much similar in the fact that it's very much generic, it's the Shatrila Fenrir. So this one is going to be an Ultra, and I think most of us were sort of scared that it's going to be a secret and very much overpriced because we don't get the same rarities, and this card is just extremely strong in my opinion. So it's sort of a relief that it's just getting an Ultra printing. And then also we have the Ninja stuff, like I mentioned in my previous video, with Ninja getting support. It's also getting reprints in the OTS pack, so we get a lot of Ninja stuff. Also Naturia, and then the Draco Slayer cards. So I love the fact that they're from the lore. Although Dynamite Knight is it's just this machine at this point. So it's kind of weird to me, but I'm really into lore, so I want to know what happened to it. But basically, I don't think Draco Slayer cards over here have that much potential because we don't have Electromite, which is really, really sad. And then we have the Vernus Phyllis stuff as well. Lady of the Labyrinth is going to be a secret rare, so it's going to look beautiful, but that's kind of RIP to like the Labyrinth players if you don't want to invest in it, because I do think it boosts the archetype significantly. So there's that. And we also have the formerly known as Lulucaros, and now it has just a weird name, the Tearlaments Fusion, that's also going to be a secret. Now this one is really, really nice, especially because it's a good target for Branded in High Spirits, which is like a busted spell moving forward. I mean, not only that, like the effect is really, really nice as well. So I just got tea. My husband just brought me tea, and I'm very happy right now, so I'm going to warm myself up with this hot cup. It's so hot, but I don't want to put it on the table because I have a bunch of equipment here and I'm clumsy as hell, so there's that. And okay, moving on. I need to do this with one hand. Now I'm back. I'm ready. Okay, so moving on to runic support. Freki the Runic Fangs, again, addition to the runic stuff. I think the entire runic archetype is like really, really cool. Just being used as an engine. Now this one, it seems nice. Like obviously the Hugin is like, or the Hugin, I'm not sure how to pronounce it still, but I don't really care, to be honest. It's like the best one of them, but Freki seems like good support. And then the Black-Winged Assault Dragon, we already mentioned. Other Black-Wing stuff, the Doom Originator Vaso Dragon, which is like the old name, but the rank 6 XYZ I mentioned in my Bistio archetype introduction. Like when you first read it, you kind of need to read it like 2 more times to be sure that that's what it does. It's really, really great. And then the Sprite Sprint, like it's secret, which kind of sucks, but you know, like everything else in the Sprite deck is really accessible except for blue, or was on release on Power, like in Power of the Elements. But you know, it's just kind of like, I don't really like the fact that it's secret, just because Tearlament decks can use it as well. So whether you're a Sprite player or a Tearlament player, you need to invest in this card. But yeah, like it makes a difference. It makes a huge difference. So I don't know, it's whatever, you just need to invest, I guess. And then we have the World Sea Dragon Zealantis, again a secret rare. This one is like extremely strong in my opinion. Being able to turn a link 4 into this one, we'll talk about it in the top 10 cards list. I'm already like spoiling that it's going to be on it. Then the Underworld link was spoiled to us, and then we have more Blackwing stuff, the Tearlaments support cards, so the spell cards, Chai Brigade, all of the lore stuff, Branded Regained or Rebranded, formerly known as Rebranded, goes together with the Bested archetype. More Shatrilaf stuff, ninja stuff, so it's like a mixture of everything. And then again, Draco Slayer things. Like I say, you know, all of these archetypes have a bunch of cards, so it's not only monsters. We have entire lineups of spells over here, traps as well, like the Sprite Double Cross, really solid trap card, Branded Beast, also really, really nice. And what else do we have? The Destructive Daruma Karma Cannon. So this one was announced a couple days back, and I'll mention it probably in the top 10 cards list as well. I'm sort of guessing because I do think it has a lot of potential, and I'm honestly a huge fan of it. So yeah, there's that. And then we have the fish stuff, so the Goaty stuff. We only got the picture spoiled to us, but we didn't know anything about effects, and since it's like a world premiere archetype, we can't really go by the OCG. So I'm interested to see if anything actually sees play over here. And then we have Amazonas stuff. So if I'm not mistaken, this is basically imports, and that's also why we got a couple Amazonas reprints in the OTS pack. So there's that as well. And yeah, I don't think there's anything else I should be mentioning. I'll go over it just once more, but I think that's pretty much it. So Darkwing Blast is like, it's kind of Power of the Elements 2.0. if you quickly look at it, because it's just a bunch of support for a lot of stuff that was introduced in Power of the Elements. But then it gets even more carried by Blackwing stuff and just interesting, cool things, you know, like the Shatrila stuff and the Bistio stuff, which is just completely new to the TCG. So I like it. I do realize that right now the format is not at the healthiest state, and also with the Ishizu cards, it's kind of going to get a bit worse, but we are getting, you know, like I said, the Bistio stuff, the Shatrila stuff, just interesting cards which we will be able to include even in almost every single main deck, not only side decks, to sort of switch things up a bit. And with the World Premiere spell card as well as Trap card, I don't know, like, it seems that we are in a bit weird of a state right now in the format, but it also does seem interesting, and I'm excited to see what the future holds. This was like the cringiest outro ever, but I really am excited, and I want to know your thoughts about Darkwing Blast and about the future, basically, of the format and the format right now, and be on the lookout for the top 10 cards video, like I said. And of course, if you like this one, like it, sub to the channel, and check out all the social media, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.